My story of addiction really started when I was about 10 years old. I'm not sure why I got introduced or how I got introduced into masturbation, pornography, but I was completely addicted to masturbation from 10 all the way to 16 years old. And if you've lived in that world before, that world of masturbation, pornography is riddled with shame. It's a world where you hide, you do things that you would never tell anybody. And for a long time in my life, that was really, really trapping. I tried everything to get rid of the addiction, to get rid of feeling like I had to medicate. But at about 16 years old, I realized, man, I'm done with this. I'm so friggin' sick of this. I can't stand it anymore. Shame is a crazy thing because shame tells you who you are. Shame is an identifier. Conviction's one thing, and I feel like a lot of people today mix up conviction and shame. Conviction says you're way too good to be doing this, knock it off, like you're better than this. Shame says this is who you are. And I realized at about 15 years old, I realized, man, I'm dying. I'm waking up on a Sunday morning after watching pornography Saturday night and repenting to God. Like Saturday night after I watch pornography, I'm never going to do this again. Sunday morning you wake up, you go to church, and the whole time you just feel dirty. You feel like trash. You feel empty. But again, come Monday, I'm back looking at pornography. So I had been talking to my dad and telling him for probably the past year, this is what I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with pornography. And it wasn't like this big secret that I hid once I was 15. My dad did a great job at listening to me, making me feel normal, giving me hope in hard times. But I remember one specific time I'd come and talk to my dad and I just said, like, I don't know how to get free. I don't actually know how to get free of pornography, and I don't know how to get free of masturbation. Because it was so strong. Those addictions were so strong, especially at that age in my life. And my dad said, well, what do you think about telling the family? Now, our family we had a really close family, but even in a close family, like, I hadn't told them about my struggle with pornography or my struggle with masturbation. And so I decided, like, I'm so desperate, I'll do anything at this point. So we gathered my family, which is my two sisters, my mom, and my oldest brother, and we got them all in the living room, and my dad basically said, like, hey, Jay has something he wants to tell you. And obviously I'm super nervous, but I just told him. I spent probably an hour telling my parents and my sisters and my brother what I had been going through. And I remember that night, like, everyone gathered around me and they loved on me and they prayed for me. And that was the very beginning of the end of addiction in my life. You know, the antidote to shame, the antidote to pornography is authenticity, is vulnerability. It's those two things. Actually being real, owning your story. This isn't who I want to be, but this is who I am today. And I just really feel like encouraging people. You know, we have this narrative that goes on in our mind. It's what shame says. If people ever find this out, they're going to ridicule you. They're going to reject you. They're going to think you're dirty. And the truth is, some people might. There are weak people in this world that can't handle your faults. But the flip side of the coin is, there are people in this world, a lot of them, that were just like you, and they want to call it the best in you. And the truth is when you embrace where you're at today and you grab the strength of other people, now you have the ability to get out of where you're stuck. And I feel like the biggest mistake that people make in this world is in the world of shame, pornography, things like that, is they tell somebody who's also in the same boat as them. When you tell somebody who's in the same boat as you, there's no freedom to get out. Yeah, you feel better about yourself because you feel like you just were vulnerable. You feel like you confess your sin, but you confess it to somebody who's stuck, who has no power to get you out. And I want to encourage you guys and girls, because it's not just a guy problem. Like, own your story. Own your story. What you do today will decide what your future is going to be. Own your story. Find people that can actually get you out of the hole. Be brave and go, hey, I need an hour with you. I need my life to be different. But they got to be powerful people. They got to be people that don't struggle with that. People that look at you as you really are, as God really made you, so that they can say, you're better than this. Come follow me. Like, come, let's get out of this hole. When you're struggling, come get out of this hole. And again, that for me ended 6 years of pornography, 6 years of shame, 6 years of a huge trap in my life. So today, if you're at a place where you're watching this video and you know that you're struggling, and you've tried a lot of things, I want to encourage you to, one, not give up, but to actually press in, find that community that will accept you, but again, isn't stuck in what you're stuck in. And really go after shame, really go after the lie that this is who you are. You're a dirty person, or if you tell your story, you're going to be rejected. The Lord has freedom for you today. And it may not come all at once. Like me, it took me a while to get out of it. But the truth is that whatever you want in life, you got to sacrifice for. And that's something that you can definitely do.